Darcy Lynne became famous on America's Got Talent for how well she could do as a ventriloquist. She amazed everyone with her amazing skills. She puts on mesmerizing shows, but behind them is a story of pain and battle. Darcy had a hard childhood because she had to deal with bullying and doubting herself. Even though she had a big smile on stage, she battled internal demons that her adoring fans didn't always see. What hard things did Darcy have to go through to become the famous person she is now? Come with us as we tell you about Darcy Lynne's heartbreakingly sad life. What Darcy Lynne Farmer did as a child. Since its first season in 2006, America's Got Talent has seen a huge number of performances that will go down in history, from acts that go viral to golden buzzer moments. Darcy Lynne Farmer's ventriloquist show in 2017 is still one of the most amazing and well-remembered, though. At only 12, Darcy amazed the judges and viewers with her unique mix of singing and ventriloquism. Her charming puppets and undeniable skill also wowed the crowd. The wonderful thing she did got her the coveted golden buzzer and helped her win season 12 of the show. This win shot her to fame and made her very well known. But as Darcy's career grows, she seems to move away from her roots in ventriloquism. This makes people wonder what she plans to do next in the entertainment business. Do not move, because the most interesting part of the video is about to begin. When Darcy first got to the AD stage with her ventriloquism skills, she came from a poor family. Her birthday is October 12, 2004, and she was born in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Family was very important to her. Clark and Misty Farmer were her parents, and she has 3 boys named Nate, Dalton, and Nick. Darcy loved to sing from a very young age, but she was shy and found it hard to act in front of other people, just like many other kids. Because they saw how talented she was, her folks wanted to help her get past this problem. They told Darcy to join the International Cinderella Scholarship Program in 2014. It was a pageant with more than just beauty and skill contests. It was also a way to boost confidence. It's hard to believe that Darcy Lynne, who is so talented, used to be cripplingly shy, especially when she had to act in front of other people. Darcy told the Tampa Bay Times about those times. It was hard. I wouldn't talk to people. I would hide behind my mom. I wouldn't look anyone in the eye. But even though she was shy at first, Darcy quickly showed that she was a natural performer, doing well in gymnastics at the state and regional levels and singing Broadway hits at beauty pageants. After that, she won first place several times at both state and national Cinderella pageants. When she was 8, she fought against 65 other girls from around the world. Darcy entered the competition when she was only 10 years old and did so well that she won the title of International Mini Miss. Even though this accomplishment made her feel better about herself, what happened at the contest would change her life. A young ventriloquist named Larissa Bonacquisti won the international teen title that night. That's where Darcy met her. Darcy was mesmerized by Larissa's performance and was interested in ventriloquism, which was a skill she had never really thought about before. When Darcy saw how Larissa used ventriloquism to connect with the crowd, it sparked a new interest in her that would soon become a major force in her life. Darcy Lynne became interested in ventriloquism very quickly, and she started to think it might help her get over being shy. Misty, her mother, had doubts at first and told Darcy she would be better at singing than ventriloquism. Her parents were also worried about how she would be able to do ventriloquism, sports, and schoolwork all at the same time. Darcy didn't give up, though, and for her 10th birthday, she finally got them to buy her a ventriloquist doll. Darcy spent a lot of time in front of her mirror after that, getting better at ventriloquism, controlling her voice, and making her puppets come to life. She quickly learned how to yodel without moving her lips. She was also very good at controlling the puppets while switching between sounds. Surprisingly, only 1 month after getting her first doll. In her performance on Edmund's Got Talent, Darcy wowed both the viewers and the judges. Darcy not only wowed the crowd, she also won first place and a $300 prize by beating both adult and child rivals. A famous ventriloquist coach named Gary Owen was mesmerized by her performance. He saw how talented she was and quickly offered to teach Darcy how to do ventriloquism. He ended up being both her teacher and business boss. Darcy continued to do well in her new skill with Owen's help. The next year, she got first place on Oklahoma's Got Talent and then Entertainer of the Year at America's Kids in Branson, Missouri. These wins set her on the path to becoming famous across the country. You can see Darci Lynne on TV for the first time on March 27, 2016, on Little Big Shots, an NBC show led by Steve Harvey. In July of that year, she made history at the International Ventriloquist Convention by being the first child ventriloquist to make it to the evening show. There were over 600 other ventriloquists who stood up and cheered for her. She was on stage with famous ventriloquists like Kevin Johnson and Todd Oliver. What began as a way for Darcy to get over her shyness was now taking her to bigger and bigger places very quickly. This set the stage for her future successes, such as her amazing acts on America's Got Talent. She was determined to take advantage of the tests for America's Got Talent AGT in Austin, Texas, as soon as she heard about them. She wanted to show off her cute ventriloquist puppets, like Oscar the Mouse and Petunia the Bunny, to the AD crowd when she was only 12 years old. She begged her parents to let her go to the audition, even though it meant she would miss the first day of 7th grade. Because her folks knew how driven and ambitious she was, they agreed to let her go. Petunia, Darcy's rabbit puppet, brought her skills to life during her audition when she sang Summertime by George Gershwin in a beautiful way. Both the judges and the crowd were blown away by her performance, and they gave her a loud, enthusiastic standing ovation. Even Simon Cowell, who is known for being harsh, was amazed by how talented she was. Mel B, who used to be in the Spice Girls and is now a judge on the show, liked Darcy so much that she pressed the golden buzzer button, sending him straight to the quarterfinals. This is what Darcy would need to become famous. The rise of Darcy to fame through AGT. A lot of people watched Darci Lynne's audition, which quickly became the most watched act in America's Got Talent history. The shocking number of views on her audition video on Facebook hit 105 million in just 24 hours, and the number kept going up. There were 10 videos like this on YouTube in 2017. This one was number 4 on the list. He named his top 15 favorite golden buzzer moments from AGT in July 2022, and Darcy came in at number 2. After winning the golden buzzer, Darcy's first live show was a moving version of Who's Lovin' You with her cute mouse doll, Oscar. She once again got standing ovations from all 4 judges: Howie Mandel, Heidi Klum, Simon Cowell, and Heidi Klum. Most people can't even sing well with their mouth open, but you sing beautifully with your mouth closed. Heidi Klum was very pleased. Darcy and Angelica Hale, who was also one of the season's best contestants, got enough points to make it to the semifinals. In the semifinal round, Darcy showed off her new puppet, Edna Doorknocker. Fans loved this sassy and funny figure right away. Darcy placed herself near the judges on purpose and gave a great performance, while Edna flirted with Simon Cowell in a fun way. Darcy switched between characters so smoothly that it was hard to forget. She combined her comedic and musical skills in a way that amazed both the judges and the crowd. By the time Darcy got to the top 10, she had to beat some tough girls: comedian Preacher Lawson, dog act Sarah and Hero, dance group Diavolo, light show act Light Balance, and singer-songwriters Chase Goring and Mandy Harvey were also in the running. There were also three other great singers competing for the top spot: Evie Clare, Kechi Okwuchi, and Angelica Hale. In this round, Darcy sang with a little help from my friends with Petunia and Oscar, the dolls she loved. The show was a masterful mix of humor, heart, and raw talent that held everyone in the theater's attention. It touched Simon Cowell so much that he said, "I think you're going to win." He was right. With 52 million votes, which was a record, Darcy beat Preacher Lawson to make it to the final five. The first ventriloquist to win America's Got Talent, Terry Fator, joined her for the finale. Fator is a star in the field and has been on the show before. Along with Fator and his puppet, Winston, Darcy and her puppet Petunia sang Anything You Can Do Together. Even though Darcy made a small mistake at the start of the song, she quickly got back on track and gave a perfect performance. Terry Fator became famous after winning AGT in 2007. He won the $1 million grand prize for his puppet show, which included hilarious timing and perfect impersonations of famous people like Etta James and Kermit the Frog. Since then, Fator has had a great time working as a singer in Las Vegas. Before Darcy came along 10 years later, no other ventriloquist had done as well as he had. But Darcy's strong voice and captivating stage personality shocked both the judges and the crowd. As Darcy and Angelica Hale stood next to each other as the last two contestants, things got tense. Tyra Banks then announced Darcy as the winner of season 12. Later, NBC announced that Darcy had gotten more votes than any other contestant in the show's history. This made her one of America's Got Talent's most memorable winners. There was more to Darcy Lynn's win on America's Got Talent than just the title and the cash. NBC said that the former Deer Creek Middle School student stunned everyone with her amazing performance of the Beatles standard. She also got the most votes of any AGT finale ever. She was the third child and third woman to win the sought-after prize, as well as the third ventriloquist. Her win not only made her happy, but it also had a huge effect on how many people watched the show and how much money she made in her work. Darcy said that she hoped things would get better in her life after she won. She told People magazine that she was excited about the future, and it turned out that she was right. Darcy's act not only cemented her place in AGT history, but it also brought more people to watch the show. Reportedly, the 12th season had 14% more viewers than the 11th, with an average of 15.7 million people saw it. The season was AGT's most watched ever, thanks to Darcy and other great acts. It was also the fourth most watched TV entertainment show of the 2016 to 2017 season, after The Walking Dead, The Big Bang Theory, and NCIS. The show was popular in more places than just TV. AGT broke records on digital channels too, with over 2. There were 6 billion views on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. These accomplishments would not have been possible without Darcy's shows, which only added to her star power. Her old competitors began to notice her sudden fame as well. In fact, the 2014 Edmonds Got Talent competition, which is where she first became famous, even put together a special museum show to honor her. Not only did Darcy win AGT, but her career took an unexpected turn when Simon Cowell became interested in her. The famous judge liked her music so much that he signed her to his record label, Psycho Music. Big names like One Direction and Little Mix have been signed by Psycho Music, so Darcy was in good company. Darcy had access to some of the best producers and singers in the music business because she was on such a well-known label. This gave her ventriloquism and singing careers new chances. As a special tribute, a museum put together a show about all the things she had done. This was her first show ever, and it included costumes she wore on TV, early puppet practices, promotional materials, and scripts. People were asked to a virtual ribbon cutting and performance event where Darcy talked about the things on display and showed them around the new exhibit. People in the crowd could ask questions during this event, and Darcy and some special guests were happy to answer them. When Darcy won, the question that everyone wanted to know was what she was going to do with her prize money. She told Entertainment Tonight when she was only 12 years old that she planned to give some of her $1 million prize to her church. Darcy, who was known for being kind and generous, chose to give to this important cause because her church often needed to raise money for different missions and programs. She also wanted to buy her mother a dryer with some of the money she won, which showed how caring she was. She also bought herself something nice. Darcy had been wanting a pug for a long time and was finally able to get the animal friend she had been dreaming of. Darcy has continued to make more money since she got her prize money. Several news outlets, such as Celebrity Net Worth and National Today, say that her net worth is now between $8 million and $10 million as of 2024. She is only 19 years old. After she won American Idol, Darcy became even more well-known. How did she do that? You won't want to miss what's coming next. The fame of Darcy after AGT. Everything changed for Darcy after he won on the big stage. Darcy joked that she was like Hannah Montana in real life. At first, Darcy worked hard to live a normal life while dealing with her fame from America's Got Talent. I still went to public school after I won, she said. I was in 8th grade at the time. I went to middle school after coming home. It was really strange at that time, but I didn't want to leave Oklahoma. I didn't want to make big changes in my life and start teaching. It was my wish to return to school, so I did. Like most teens, I've been trying to find some routine in my life while also getting to do amazing things I never thought I'd get to do. But Darcy quickly learned how important it was to balance her growing job with her schoolwork. This was a turning point in her life. She finally decided not to keep going to public school and instead start homeschooling. This smart move let her keep studying while also taking care of her growing responsibilities as a performer. In spite of her fame, she managed to keep her daily life very normal. The way people around her responded to her didn't change much. Her best friends, family, and classmates still treated her with the same warmth and comfort as before. Following her win on The Amazing Race, Darcy had a lot of interesting things planned. She was a guest on The Ellen DeGeneres Show and was in the haunted house on Dunham Hill, Jeff Dunham's movie. In this movie, she took her puppets Ernestina, Petunia, and Oscar trick-or-treating at Jeff's house, where they met some of his other puppets, like Walter, Ahmed, Peanut, and Bubba J. Darcy was also a special guest at a performance by Terry Fader, who was the second winner of American Idol. She and Terry sang together at this event at the Tulsa Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, which was another high point in her career. Darcy also went back to Little Big Shots, the show that made her famous on TV across the country. Darcy will never forget meeting Steve Harvey, who hosted and produced the show. She had a great time. After she won, AGT had the chance to do a solo show in Las Vegas, but her family thought it would be better for her to go on tour instead. We learned about this during a Palace podcast show where Darcy talked about her 2018 Darci Lynne and Friends live tour. The tour started out with 5 stops in January and February 2018, but because of high demand, it grew to 52 shows from January 2018 to January 2019. Later that year, it had 9 Christmas shows called Rocking Around the Christmas Tree with Darci Lynne and Friends. A lot of her fans were young would-be ventriloquists who were excited to show her their dolls. Darcy talked about her desire to encourage others to try ventriloquism while she was on tour. As she told the Oklahoman, "I wanted other people to try ventriloquism, And I ended up meeting that goal because these tours and these kids are living proof of that. She started making new friends before her tour even started. And they were not just kids. They were people of all ages. Before Darcy's Christmas shows, she was asked to be a special guest act with Pentatonix on their second annual Christmas special. She told the three-time Grammy-winning group that she was a big fan when they met her. As a joke, Darcy's rabbit puppet, Petunia, said she didn't know who Pentatonix was. She then said, "I overheard you singing backstage, and I have to say you're pretty impressive for a human." Pentatonix members were thrilled and offered to help Petunia sing "O Easter Egg" to the tune of "O Christmas Tree," since Darcy told them Petunia doesn't know much about human holidays. Petunia led the show, which featured the unique harmonies of Mitch Grassi, Kirsten Maldonado, Scott Hoying, and Kevin Olusola, who are all in the band. People in the crowd were thrilled to the core. Jay Leno, Jennifer Hudson, Howie Mandel, Brett Eldridge, and Kermit the Frog were some of the other famous people who attended the event. Darcy had her own TV show called Darci Lynne My Hometown Christmas by 2018. The special was shot at her church, where she often went to services, and famous people like the a cappella group Pentatonix, country singers Toby Keith and Hunter Hayes, and violinist Lindsey Sterling, who is also an AGT alum, made appearances. Kristen Chenoweth, an actress with many skills, also made a showing. During this special, Darcy showed off her singing skills without her puppets, and said she wanted to do more shows by herself in the future. She made it clear that she had no plans to quit ventriloquism, but she did want to try singing, making music, and maybe being on a TV show more often. A little while ago, Darcy got a job as a panelist on the Nickelodeon show Unfiltered. The format of the show is a mix of parts from the popular show The Masked Singer and the old game show What's My Line. Darcy and her co-hosts are on the show, and they ask mysterious famous guests yes or no questions. The sounds of the guests are changed by special effects, and their looks are changed by graphics. Darcy went back to the AGT stage more than once over the years. That first time she came back, it was during a tournament with former champions. She and her doll Oscar sang Proud Mary and Tina Turner's Nutbush City Limits during this performance. Judges Simon Cowell, Heidi Klum, Mel B., and Howie Mandel were thrilled to see her again and gave her standing ovations. Christina Ramos, Courtney Hadwin, and Darcy were the top three contestants chosen by the superfans. Unfortunately, Darcy was kicked off because she got fewer votes than Christina but more votes than Courtney. The 14-year-old ventriloquist was lucky because she was picked as one of two wild cards to go to the finals. Another wild card contestant was welcome back John Doran Bose, a juggler who used to play football in the NFL. Darcy talked about how great it felt to have a second chance in an interview with People magazine at the time. When producers called her to tell her she was a wild card, she was thrilled and asked, "Are you serious?" For the championship finale, Darcy always chose opera because she thought it was the best choice. She said that she had done opera a few times before, pointing out that it is hard but also highlighting how amazing and fun it is. She said that she really wanted to use opera more often in her ventriloquism shows because it makes her ability even more impressive. Darcy Lynne is a well-rounded performer because she can do many things, such as singing, playing instruments, and ventriloquism. Her wide range of skills keeps people interested, which is one reason why her fans love her so much. But Darcy is also very good at other things. She really loves jazz music, especially old standards from the 1950s. Even though she is young, she enjoys the soulful tunes and classic sounds of jazz greats. This love of jazz shows that she has a wide range of musical tastes, not just what she does on America's Got Talent. Fans can better understand the music that influences her work and how she expresses herself as an artist if they know how much she loves jazz. Darcy has always loved singing because she comes from a family of performers. When Darcy was young, she and her family would sing in church together, sharing their sounds with other people in the area. Darcy's love for singing and performing grew thanks in large part to these early events. Growing up with music and support not only helped her develop her skills, but it also made her bond with her family stronger. Two important parts of Darcy's rise to fame have been his friendship and love of music. Even though Darcy is young, her performances with her mother show how strong family ties are and how much fun it is to share music together. These touching moments bring comfort and hope to Darcy's story, showing how ability and a love of music can bring families together and help them make memories that will last a lifetime. Darcy's first single, Push Our Luck, came out in 2021. She said she started writing music while she was in quarantine, and it became a true passion of hers. She said, "Ventriloquism has taken me so far and introduced me to so many amazing people who have watched me through this journey. Now is the time for me to show this new side of myself and show that I can sing with my mouth open as a solo singer." Darcy's fame did grow, though, and she was told terrible things about her health. The news about Darci Lynne is heartbreaking. It might come as a surprise, but Darcy also had a problem that not many people knew about. She was told in July 2020 that she had a rare type of cancer. Even though the exact type of cancer she had wasn't made public, the news shocked her fans and the entertainment industry. Darcy Lynne, who was only 15, was dealing with a disease that could kill her. This was very different from the happy young star that people loved. Even though she was scared and didn't know what to expect after being diagnosed, Darcy went into her fight with an amazing amount of strength and determination. She used her fame to not only bring attention to her illness but also to encourage people who were going through the same things. With the help of her family, friends, and fans, she shared information on her treatment and recovery on social media to show how she was doing. This honesty made her story more real, which made her more connected with her viewers. Many people could relate to Darcy's upbeat mood and unshakable spirit during this tough time. In July 2020, she got the good news that she no longer had cancer. Going through treatment not only tested how strong she was, but it also made her more determined to help other people. She came out of her fight not only as a winner, but also as a symbol of hope for many other people who were also living with illness. Because of the changes she had made in her life and the problems she had solved, Darcy got more active in charitable work. She knew it was important to use her fame to help others, especially by giving money to groups that help kids and families who have been touched by cancer. The Toby Keith Foundation, which helps kids with cancer, was one of the most important things she did. The organization gives young patients and their families help and resources, making it a safe place for people in need. Darcy also spent time getting the word out about different cancer causes. There were fundraisers she took part in, and some of the money from her concerts went to cancer research groups. She also used social media to encourage her fans to give to good causes. Not only was she thankful for getting better, but she also really wanted to make a change in the lives of people who were still fighting. Darcy has been active with other charitable projects besides her work with cancer charities. Some of the groups she has helped are those that work on education, child development, and the arts. She often supports programs that give aspiring artists resources and chances because she knows how important it is to encourage talent and creativity in young people. Her fans are still moved by not only her acts but also her bravery and resolve to use her fame for good. In addition to being a ventriloquist, Darcy is very creative in many other ways. She really enjoys playing the piano and ukulele because they let her show who she is through music. She learned to play the piano when she was young and still loves learning new songs and writing new ones. The two things Darcy loves most in life are music and acting, and she often adds dancing to her shows. Darcy connects with her audience and makes her shows more lively and interesting by dancing. She does this by doing a fun dance routine or just moving to the beat of her puppet songs. Darcy Lynn really wants to learn hip-hop dance because she likes the cool moves and energetic beat. Darcy is most famous for her ventriloquism, but she also loves trying out different kinds of dance. This shows that she wants to improve her skills beyond what people see her do on stage. This desire gives her journey as an artist a new twist and shows how dedicated she is and how eager she is to try new things. Since she won America's Got Talent, Darci Lynne Farmer hasn't slowed down. One thing that stays the same about her journey is that she doesn't just get through tough times, she does so with grace and drive. Darcy has shown an amazing amount of ability and toughness by going from being a shy and quiet child to becoming a national star on one of the most watched TV shows. The way she has changed is truly encouraging. The sudden fame might have been too much for some young artists, but Darcy took it all in stride. She worked hard at everything she did, not only getting better at ventriloquism but also at music and acting. She went from being a nervous contestant to a confident performer who won millions of hearts. This shows how she has grown as an artist and as a person. What do you think about Darcy Lynne Farmer's life? Please tell us what you think in the area below. Don't forget to like this video and follow our channel to see more fun movies. There's another video on your screen that you will enjoy if you click on it.